and I remember finishing the game, and I don't think I've ever been as tired as that in my life. Couldn't even have a beer, which is telling you how tired I was. Hi, my name is Anna Richards, and these are my top 6 moments. Probably one of the best experiences of my rugby career was going on my very first rugby trip overseas. And this was with the Canterbury University Cruise Cadets side. And we fundraised all year, which obviously meant selling meat raffles, etc. We went with about 40 to 45 of us, probably 40 of us players and a few management. We went through the States, England, Wales, France, Spain, Italy, back into France, ended up in the Netherlands and then finished in Hawaii. And it was over about 6 to 7 weeks. We would have had a game every second day, as well as travelling by bus around. And these are the days where there was no cell phones, we didn't know where we were going. We just said to Laurie O'Reilly, who was our coach at the time, that you organise it, you just tell us where we need to be. So if any of us had got lost, none of us would have known how to get hold of the team. Most of the time we're being billeted out. I was lucky enough when we were in Milan, Helen Martin and I were billeted out with a guy called Maro and his mother. And it was in this little small community where everybody shared the communal toilet. There was no hot running water, and there was one bedroom in the house. It was an apartment, and we got there, and everybody knows in Italy, everybody's Catholic. And Maro's mother, who was like a grandmother, had laid out these long night dresses because we found out that Helen and I were going to be sleeping with his mother. And we got there and she had these massively long night dresses. New Year's Eve, so we were all going out drinking, and we were appalled that we were going to go back and see Maro's and sleep with Maro's mother, who was then going to church the next day. I told Marnsy she had to sleep in the middle because she was Catholic, and I didn't think Maro's mother wanted to be near a heathen like myself. My second top moment is playing with my sister Fiona in the Black Ferns team. One of the coolest times I spent with her while we played together was playing in the first ever sanctioned World Cup in '98 in Amsterdam. It's a special time playing with your sister. She was injured before the '98 World Cup, and we weren't sure if she was going to be able to come and play. She missed the first 2 games while she rehabbed. I think it was an ankle injury. So her being able to actually come and then play a huge part in the games was really special. And so I loved playing with my sister. The New Zealand Sevens team played up in Hong Kong for the first time in 2000, and we played in the final in the Hong Kong Stadium. Friday night we were the last game of the night, and I'm not sure if you've ever been to Hong Kong Sevens. Friday night's the big one because that's when everybody's fresh, well, kind of fresh apart from the Tens boys who have been going since Wednesday. But Friday night everybody's there and it's a packed house, a lot of crowd, a lot of noise, and there's a lot of atmosphere. If you've been to the stadium, you know that the changing rooms are down another level from the ground, and so you're up on a drive kind of way, a ramp leading up onto the ground, and you stand there and you can hear the crowd and you can see the lights because it's dark, and it's just as you run out into the stadium there's just this massive roar, and I can't describe it. It's the best atmosphere I've ever played in. My next great moment playing rugby was at the 2006 World Cup and playing in the final, and it was probably the most exciting game I've ever played in because it was such a challenge. The whole tournament itself was really cool vibe within the team. We had so much fun on and off the pitch, and we were playing a really expensive type of rugby, and we got into the final and it was just such a challenge, and I love that. And I remember at one stage the English had been battering our line, and we had a break in play, and our physio came running onto the pitch and he was like, "Are you okay?" And I was just like, God damn, I love this. This is so much fun. But you know, the English were awesome that day. They played really, really well. And we just managed to come back and win it.
Have a real must to win the World Cup or not. It's given. New Zealand know now the champions title is theirs once again.
And it was one of those games where it was a real seesaw. And I remember finishing the game, and I don't think I've ever been as tired as that in my life. And I couldn't even have a beer, which is telling you how tired I was. And I just had to sit down for about 40 minutes before I could even have a shower. I was so shattered. So it was very memorable. A huge moment in my rugby career was being inducted into the World Rugby Hall of Fame. Bit of a massive surprise for me, but I was lucky enough to be inducted with amazing women's rugby players. And just the atmosphere, the pomp and ceremony, and was in London. I'm always up for a good trip, you know, so it was pretty special. Another watershed moment in my rugby career was playing at the '91 World Cup. And just backstory, they picked the side from, they sent out about 60 letters to girls from the, that they had TID'd from the 1990 World Festival. And they asked everybody if you could afford, I think it was $5,000 or $6,000. And they picked the team from people who said yes, they could afford that because we paid our way back then. So it was a massive trip over to Cardiff. Very first World Cup, and I'm not sure if you know the story, but 4 women pretty much mortgaged themselves to set it up and run it. Wonderful ladies from Richmond who have now just been inducted into the World Hall of Fame. Most of us had only been playing for 3 or 4 years. We're pretty new to it, and going over to Cardiff, and some people say it's you know, the home of rugby, and the Welsh were wonderful. And my first game at a Rugby World Cup was against Canada, I think out at Clonherrin, which is a little Welsh town who everybody in Wales loves their rugby. So everybody wanted to talk to us, and it was nice being acknowledged as a rugby player in the home of rugby.
I'm Keven Mealamu, and you're watching My Take. The moment that stands out for me is back in 2003. This game is at Eden Park, and it's against the Wallabies. It's the deciding game for the Bledisloe Cup. It's all the way down into like the last 5 minutes of the game, and we were ahead by 4 points, I think. We are at a lineout. Ruben Thorne, who's the captain at the time, calls a lineout to the middle of the lineout, and I look at him, I think of the pressure that's on at the moment because we haven't had the Bledisloe in such a long time, and I sort of slowly give him the sideways nod to say, please, can we change the call? So he changed the call, he called it to the front of the line-out, we won it, and pretty much the rest is history from there.
Game is over! The Bledisloe Cup is back in New Zealand!
These are the moments like, you don't get a chance to see that, but what was going through my head, I'd seen John Eales kick goals to win the Bledisloe.
What a player, John Eales!
To be able to be in a crucial moment where we won the Bledisloe Cup and have held on to it ever since, it's probably one that I don't take for granted.